everyone, and welcome back to Adventures of a Wallflower. It's been a while, and if you've been wondering where I've been, the short version is I've been growing in silence. This isn't episode 1 of the season, but it is a soft relaunch with a different lens. You've heard parts of my story before. You've heard about the back injury that knocked the wind out of me. You've heard about the book I wrote out of that pain, The Silent Love. You've even heard how I tried to step into the world with poetry, podcasting, and purpose. But today, I want to revisit all of that with a lens I didn't have before. One shaped by my ADHD diagnosis, in which 4 months and 2 weeks have passed since knowing. By silence that wasn't just stillness, but survival. And by the truths I couldn't put into words until now with a bit of help. When I talked about my back injury before, I focused on the physical pain. When I talked about my book, I focused on the accomplishment. I dabbled on the mental for a wee bit. But what I didn't share was how. During all of that, I was fighting an invisible weight. Even at my best moments, getting published, reading my poems aloud, launching this podcast, I felt like I was underwater. I still feel underwater, going to sleep, drowning, and waking up gasping for air. I'd stare at unread messages, watch deadlines float by, and feel this unbearable shame that I couldn't explain. I didn't know it at the time, but I was navigating life with undiagnosed ADHD. And it was showing up everywhere, in my work, my emotions, and especially my creative energy. For years, things did not seem right. The feeling of not fitting in, the feeling like an imposter is living in my body. So, on February 18, 2025, I saw a psychiatrist based on recommendation from my therapist that I've been seeing for some time since my back injury. On this day, February 18th, I was formally diagnosed with ADHD. That is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, inattentive type. Everything made sense now. The brain fog, the emotional overload, the random bursts of productivity, followed by the complete paralysis. The reason I couldn't follow through with podcast plans wasn't a lack of passion. It was executive dysfunction. The reason I went silent wasn't avoidance. It was overwhelm. I wanted to reach out to potential guests, to record heartfelt episodes, and to reflect on their journey openly. But instead, I disappeared for a while. And honestly, part of that silence was necessary. I was grieving the years I didn't understand myself. I was rebuilding my identity. I was learning who I am. I was learning that not everything unfinished is a failure. It's often a clue. I'm back not because I figured it all out, but because I'm finally being honest about what's hard. This isn't a perfect comeback. It's a soft return with more awareness and a gentler voice. This podcast, Adventures of a Wallflower, was always meant to hold space for the quiet stories, the unseen moments, and the raw transitions. So I want to be transparent with you. I may still have slow seasons. I may still pause without notice, but I will never stop trying to share truthfully. As we continue this season, I'll still be sharing poetry, interviews, and reflections. But now, I'll be doing it through the lens of neurodivergence. healing, and radical honesty, as always. And if you're someone navigating ADHD, burnout, or the kind of invisible battles that make everyday things feel impossible, this season is for you. And if you've been listening since the beginning, thank you for holding space while I figured myself out. I don't think it would be Adventures of a Wallflower if I didn't have at least one embarrassing story, especially for this soft relaunch. So recently, right? I was pretty much walking upstairs where I'm staying and I tripped. I laughed at myself that moment because instantly I remembered a ton of other moments where that happened, especially where I was working before. I used to have to go upstairs every morning, and most times I would trip up. Even sometimes I would butt my head against things. And if you know me, I'm not that tall, but I managed to butt my head into things. And now I actually figured out this might also have something to do with my ADHD as well, not being so spatial aware, which is also one of the reasons I try to work out so I could be a bit more. But yes, I'm one of those guys, one of you people, anybody who trips upstairs, gets some random bruises, and don't even remember how they got them. Yeah, I realize sometimes that happens to me as well. Head bumps. Yeah, this episode is definitely for you guys. I'll close with a poem that I've come back to again and again. It's located on page 107 of The Silent Love, entitled Into the Fold. Grim as the night before, pleasant as the day ahead, you won't let go of dreams that were, but are still to come. This episode is for everyone who's ever needed to step away before they could return. For everyone who mistook stillness for failure, silence for giving up, and softness for weakness. If you've got a story you want to share, or just want to say, hey, I hear you, please do. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, this is Adventures of a Wallflower, and I'm JD Morgan. And for my other socials, you can check out my website at www.jd-morgan.com and Instagram page with handle j.d.morgan _writes. As well as on Facebook, you could search for the profile j.d.morgan. And I am also on TikTok as j.d.morgan_writes. And if you've read my book, kindly go to Goodreads and search for my author name or the book itself and give a review, a very honest review. Thank you.